Hey everyone, welcome to Weekly Market Insights. I am your RV Raju Angadi Vishwanath, SEBi Registered Research Analyst. Come, let's have a sneak into the trade setups for the first week of June 2024. Exciting week. Exit polls are out. World's biggest democracy, Indian election results should be out on Tuesday. The exit polls, how the markets react, is giving a thumbs up majority for the markets and the Indian equities. So let us have a sneak into the trade setups, how the markets are building up for the election event. Some 500 to 600 points correction we are seeing in the markets, almost 700 points from 23,100 to 22,400 levels have been seen in the markets. The close has been 22,500 in the last week. So it looks a bearish engulfing or a dark cloud cover kind of a pattern on the weekly charts, but it's not clear and out of the woods. So what are the levels, the important levels to watch out, how the markets could fare, and how one can establish the trades for the markets in the coming weeks to months? Like overall larger picture also would be I would be giving here. We can discuss like the shorter period levels first, then I'll get into the larger picture of the Nifty, how to trade the elections. The volatility would be too high. VIX is at 2024, the stability would come. So the Nifty levels to watch out, 22,458. 22,275 to 300 levels are the very important levels. Once the 22,200 is broken on the downside, if we break in case we are heading lower, 21,700 or even 21,100 and 20,450 levels should be tested in the Nifty. This is the bear case scenario. The bullish case scenario, once we take out, it's expected to open gap up on the Monday's trading session based on the exit polls. 22,700 to 775 are the important resistance zones. If we cross about 22,885, 22,885 above Nifty crosses 23,290, 23,520 are the important levels to watch out. If we doesn't cross 23,520, then we are heading lower and markets can correct in a bigger way. If 23,520 is crossed, 24,200, 24,000 to 24,200 on the Nifty, and the finale of 25,000 or 25,500 would be tested this week itself before a grand finale top is formed in the Nifty. The big tower top this week itself can be formed in the markets, which is what with the if the current government, BJP-led government is coming to the picture and forming a government, we could see with 400 or 370 to 400 levels as per the prediction. If it happens, then market can touch basically clearly 25,000 levels. 24 above, it might surprise everyone. 25,000 to 25,500 levels to make a top in the markets in the final week. This week the top can be formed. So that is the Nifty points. How to trade 22,900 above, buy the Nifty. 23 to 300, 23,520 the levels to watch out. If that is also crossed, 24,000, 24,200 and 25,000 to 25,555 can be the final targets for the Nifty to watch out. Well, why and how? We are seeing a monthly chart on the Nifty here. Let us see the Elliott waves, the wave 1 of the super cycle degree, wave 3, and the wave 2, the big crash towards 7,500, from 2,250 to a top of clearly 12,400, 12,500 levels. Then the 7,500 levels, the COVID crash was seen. From there, if we are considering the wave 3 of 3 in advance, 23,520, or even extension happens 25,000 levels, 1.764 can be tested of the super cycle degree wave 3, which is likely based on the thumping majority of the NDA. Then we can see the good healthy correction towards the wave 2 of the wave 5, that is 18,000 to 17,400 levels, which can be visited in the Nifty. In case if we are seeing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 also of super cycle degree, what happens to the Nifty? The 25, 23, 520 above, the bull case scenario only based on the exit poll results, assuming the same case happens, Nifty 23, 520 above, 25,000, 25,555 levels would be clearly tested in the Nifty. So this is the larger degree picture what we have shared on the Nifty front. So 360 to 400 anywhere, NDA 23, 520 crosses the before election rally can stretch and make a clear top. We are at a final leg either way scenario in the markets. So the stretching of the zones, most of the stocks can outperform. So in a hidden way, stock specific action, one needs to watch out and handle it and take the trades. Index wise 25,000 to 25,500. If you are a gutsy trader, short the markets. But first, before, if we start trading 23,520 above, buy the markets, or 22,900 above, buy the markets. The stop loss would be 22,500, 22,900 above, buy the markets for good healthy rise. 23,500, 520 or 22,600 as a stop, one can buy. Adjusting the stop losses accordingly matters as per the levels, as the volatility would be huge. The rise can be unprecedented if we get 360 to 400 for NDA. As the exit polls predict, we can see a top near 25,000, Nifty topping 25,000, and a third term for the Modi-led Modi 3.0 big policy reforms would be starting out. The toll drums in a bang, and the Nifty can touch those levels as the markets and the charts hint. Well, that's the Nifty front. Now let's get into the Bank Nifty. What is happening with the Bank Nifty? Bank Nifty is making a sloping pattern, a clear consolidation for a longer period of time. A overlapping pattern, clarity is not there. What needs to be done? 49,400 is a very important level. If we take out 49,170 and 49,400 levels, 50,650 can be tested in the Bank Nifty. So the 50,650 is a very important zone. 49,400 once taken out by the Bank Nifty for 50,650 or even 55 to 60,000 levels. 55,000 at least levels can be seen. 50,650, 700 levels crosses 55,000 in the Bank Nifty is evident. So that's a running correction which is happening in the Bank Nifty. If we break in the case downside, what are the support levels? 48,600 is the first support, 48,600 to 300. If that is taken out, 47,300, 47,000 and 46,400. So 48,300 becomes an important support. The previous swing low is taken out. Then 47,000 levels are imminent. 47,000 below, if we are headed, in case if the exit polls go horribly wrong, 47,000 is taken out, then Bank Nifty headed towards 42,000 levels, 43,000 levels. For 4,000 points of correction in the Bank Nifty could be evident. The bull case scenario exit polls as it happens, 49,200 to 49,400, 500 levels crosses. Bank Nifty at least 50,000, 650, 700 levels are eminent, and above that 55 to 60,000 levels in the bank nifty would be coming, and the bank nifty may outperform as compared to the other indices. Bank nifty is expected to outperform going ahead. The rise can be stupendous in the banks. Overall, the pattern seems to be getting into a stronger note. If we get into that stronger note, then 55 60,000 levels are not ruled out. Some numbers might be, most of them feel that the numbers are crazy, and you might feel that I'm talking nonsense things, but this would happen very swiftly, and we can see financials to perform well going ahead for a budget. So that's the bank nifty front. Well, let's get into the Sensex internals. Now I'm getting into the chart of the Sensex to get the larger picture. Nifty, as we have seen, let's see what the Sensex holds. The decline in the Sensex seems to be an impulse, the 5-wave decline. That is only scary scenario. Let me get into the charts of the Sensex. The 5-wave decline is what we have seen in the Sensex. Here only we are getting cautious. If the Sensex breaks 73,200, then 70,000 is on the cards. Straight away, I'm talking 70,000 is on the cards. 73,200 is a very important level for the Sensex in the, even in this volatile scenario. Similarly, 74,600. 700 becomes some resistance. If we cross that, then 75,000 and 75,400 is a major hurdle. 75,400 above 80,000 levels, at least for the Sensex, is evident. 75,400 above 80,000 on the Sensex. Mark the words, 75,400 holds to be a very key level for the Sensex to watch out. 80,000 would be on the cards for the markets. This is purely the internal counts. We are getting in a different note now, getting into a bottom up approach, seeing the wave counts. So internally, objectively, if we cross 74,400, then 74,700, 750 is on the cards. And can we see the circuit tomorrow itself in the markets based on the results, exit polls, the general elections exit polls could be possible. Well, there could be a chance if the final upthrust starts 80, 81,000, could make the presence felt in the markets. So tighten your seatbelts. The final leg is on the cards. Final leg of the rally could a running correction completion, then the final stretch for the Nifty can take the markets towards the different zones, the elevated levels, which we call it. Here we are seeing a Sensex chart. I would get into the weekly chart of the Sensex for you. We are covering only the major indices. This time we are not going to cover the mid and the small caps. I'll not get into the large caps could outperform. So let's see the clusters, what it is happening on a weekly charts on a larger scale. So perfectly golden ratio touched. From there the pullback. Then what is happening here? So the running correction, even in this case, if it is completed, Sensex hitting the 80,000 zones is clearly imminent, but it has to cross 75,200 level, 75,000 to 75,300 levels has to be crossed for Sensex to touch those levels to negate the almost a dark cloud cover or bearish engulfing pattern on the weekly charts. So clearly we have mentioned the level 73,000 below, the crack would come 71,700. First target 71,700, then the next target 69,800, the larger degree trend line. So this would be the levels for the Sensex to watch out. The stretch would take the markets to the next leg of 80,000 zones if we are taking it to a final leg of advance. So this is the broader larger degree analysis. If in the both bull case scenario and the bear case scenario we are discussed, trade objectively will give the specific stocks and the options before getting into the stocks of the week which can outperform irrespective of the insulation of the larger degree wave counts. We without any election bets, any corrections would be a great opportunity for stocks to outperform. While discussing before getting into the stocks, if you like the video, do subscribe to our YouTube channel. Join, follow us on Twitter and the Facebook page. The link is given in the description below. Traderz Hut is our page, and if you'd like to know about our advisory services as well as our other educational options, Zeta workshop, multi-bagger options you want to trade and create a wealth, as well as the live trading room, the link is below mentioned. Do get in touch with us. So let's get back to the stocks of the week. Which could be the stocks where, well, TV18 40 rupees can make a good base, can head towards 55. The first cash stock, disclaimer, I own some of the stocks. It is in my portfolio. Well, the fundamentals also seems to be good for the stock. The other stocks which we are going to discuss here is Reliance Industries making a good basing pattern for a rally. Worst case scenario, what's happening with the Reliance? It's making a flag. The 22,000, sorry, 2,669 to 750, 22,672, sorry, 2,670 to 2,750. The fall can be happening in the volatility. It's making a flag. So until 2,600 or 650 holds, Reliance is a good buy. And once we can head towards 3,200 and 3,500 levels. Even in the case of wave 5, Reliance looks good on the charts, clearly a flag pattern, and the rally can extend, the stock can inch higher. So insulated, watch and buy the options for the Reliance. Even 3,200 or 3,320 options can be bought for the Reliance. ITC looks good on the charts. 390 to 400, a major support. The consolidation is happening once we cross 440, 445 levels. ITC is headed towards 500 to 540 levels at least, which is clearly on the cards. So 415, similarly 415 below, ITC can go lower towards 390, 387 zones in the form of final leg of correction. And then the rally would start as we finish the WXYZ. Even in the daily charts, if we have done a leading diagonal A, B, C, D, E, so the leading diagonal which I'm going to mark, let us see the wave counts for the ITC. A, B, C, DE, then a correction which has happened, and the base is formed if the 424 or 420 to 424 to 414, the important support zones to watch out. If that is held on and 440, 445 is crossed, ITC headed towards 550 clearly on the cards. So the stock looks promising on the large cap front. The next stock to watch out, Tata Motors. The large caps we have picked Reliance, ITC, Tata Motors. The consolidated correction is almost getting ended. Even 890 is a very good base for the stock. 890 being a good base for the stock. Where the stock is headed, 1100 to 200 clearly on the cards. The correction and the consolidation formed could have ended for the stock, or could end this. Any volatility comes in, stock headed towards 1100 to 1200. Minimum 1100 or 1250 levels can be seen in the Tata Motors in the form of a wave 5, which we are expecting Tata Motors to outperform the other auto peers which have not performed in the last couple of weeks rally. While GAIL India, Gas Authority of India, looking good on the charts. 212 above, stock can hit 250 zones, 250 to 270. Stock is forming a good basing pattern. 212, the inverted head and shoulder, GAIL can surpass and blast on the upside for 250 levels. SBI looks good on the charts. 840 above, stock can head much higher. Stock has consolidated for quite a long period of time. 840 above, SBI headed towards 900, 925 and 1000 levels. IOC, well, making a good pattern. 150 to 155, very good support for the stock. 150 as a stop, one can accumulate the stock. And if we cross 175, stock is headed towards 220 to 230 levels on the IOC. And the next stock would be Crompton Greaves. Crompton Greaves, after a strong move, consolidation is happening. 450, 500 is on the cards for the stock, and the stock can take a big leap towards at least 430 for a short term, and the more big move can be expected in the stock. And even the fresh highs of 500 can be tested. Crompton Greaves looks very good on the charts, the promising charts, where the strong rally and the consolidation and the overbought zones have been already taken out. Crompton Greaves, the top pick. The last stock which we are going to discuss is Bajaj Finserv. It's in a triangular pattern, is what we are seeing. In a larger degree, weekly degree, we are seeing a triangular pattern. 1450, the base, very important support. ABCDE, what is happening? Larger degree triangle, ABCDE, and if we burst, then 2000 clearly on the cards for the Bajaj Finserv. The stock is clearly forming a triangle in a larger degree, the coil pattern, which seems to be in the final leg of a E wave. So the stock crossing 1600 zones would fetch the stock towards big move towards 2000 plus levels in the Bajaj Finserv. So we have discussed few of the stocks which can outperform: Reliance, ITC, GAIL, IOC, SBI, Tata Motors, Bajaj Finserv. It's objectively as per the charts we have discussed. Along with that, Crompton Greaves is the stock. Disclaimer in the sense, I am a short-term trader. I hold positions in TV, 18 and ITC options as of now. May trade and take positions based on the markets accordingly. And we have discussed mainly the objective levels, which is for the educational purpose. Manage your risk prudently. This is an election event. Very big moves can come in. in the markets. Trade wisely. The huge shorts should be covered and the big move can occur if the as expected results outcome would come, or if something dramatically changes, then we can see a good crash in the market. So that's the levels what we have discussed. Disclaimer in the sense, stock market investments are subject to market risk. Please read the related documents carefully before trading or investing. Do consult your financial advisor. That's it for the week. We'll update after the tomorrow's event one more video on how the picks will fare and what the market's trend would determine regularly this week for 2-3 days, because the big event and the big bash is happening in the markets. Signing off for now. As of now, your RV.